And are we live?
With a horrible countdown, yeah.
Fantastic. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the post-mortem of Crumbling Legacy, Chapter 2 of the Idea Comics tabletop universe, where, oh man, it seems like a lot of stuff happened, and frankly, a lot of stuff I didn't expect, which we will get to. But I also have with me my players for the very strange game, being Archdruid, Sora, and Taz.
Wow, using our real names, I see.
Well, I don't know if I,
You
I,
go back and forth. We don't. I don't care.
I know, I
It doesn't
know,
matter. Just call me whatever.
indeed.
Soon people are gonna know my exact birth certificate with how much people use my real name.
I know, I can't believe they named you Taz.
That sounds like an insult.
Yeah, most people call me by my username, and yet sometimes when I'm called by my real name, it makes me feel very like I did something wrong. Anyways,
Yeah, I know, your real name being Clutch,
Yeah.
that's a weird one.
I know I apparently my poor brothers break an accelerant. They were never found.
Sad
But
story.
either way, first
Joke's on
question
them,
that
it
I
was-
have for you guys:
27.
did you enjoy the game? And what did you like and not prefer of it?
27 point B.
What?
What?
Oh,
I'm confused. What's happening?
I'm not. I understand.
This is a reference that I'm too poor
Nope.
to understand.
No, there's no reference.
No.
Okay.
Is it from?
It's not a reference.
Yes, the clutch. You
That is
will
the
never
worst
get it.
response.
It.
You
It
will
just
never
said
get it.
so.
There's nothing to get.
I thought it was the answer to like, what did you like and not like
Yeah.
about my game?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Okay.
Someone gets it.
I don't
Yeah.
get it.
It's Taz. Taz gets it, and I will never understand. What you probably will understand is just how much that you guys might have derailed the game. To, segue into not a PowerPoint this time, but instead,
How did we? Okay, did we derail more than the first game?
I'd say equal amount, but in different ways. If you go to the top left corner, you will see the
To the
plan
top
that I
left
have.
corner.
As well, to explain, the way that I usually structure these games, Lost in the Unknown probably won't be structured like this because that's more free form. But usually, there's sighting incident. You make two choices of where you want to go, then first act climax, second act climax, and then a finale. And of course, the orangutan incident was the inciting incident, and then you could either go to the board meeting with the ushers, you could meet with the Prosperos, or you could stop the Jade Spider robbery, and then you come back and, oh no, Voltaic is here to enter you into a deal, which, to be fair, I knew that you guys would never go with, because why would you want to side with Voltaic? He is awful. Then you either deal with Dr. Sin, which we'll get to that. You deal with the Prospero Mercs. Oh God, we'll get to that. Or you go with the arms deal. Then, after you come back from the arms deal, there's this sudden startling finale as the time is up, the week is up, and everybody comes knocking. And you'd have to fight Voltaic, you'd have to deal with the Prosperos, who I believe that their plan was that they would sell your technology at with a pretty good pay cut for themselves. You know how it is. And then finally, there would be stopping Bernie at the hospital. Why did I call it the place? Hospital.
Who knows what the place is?
Yes, the place was the hospital.
Who knows?
All along.
It's Hospital Place.
Yeah, the
Yes.
place is a hospital.
Hospital Place Drive. I don't know what you're talking about. It's the address.
I'll say this. The only time that you guys really derailed was with the sneaking up on that truck. I did not expect that. However,
What about
otherwise,
what about our dealing with the Prosperos? We just kind of nerfed that whole thing.
oh yeah, which is, how it happened, because you did the first two, but your first trick, you didn't really offend them.
No, we just kind of ignored.
You intentionally did it as nicely as you could, which did make it so they weren't insulted and sent mercenaries after you.
Which would have been real stupid on their part.
Well, yeah, but they're trying. You know how they would do it. They'd be sending people to try and intimidate you into signing that deal, except now it's a little bit more beneficial for their side, and that would have caused them a couple more problems.
Desmond, oh, that's cute. You think you're intimidating?
Oh yes, for sure. It would probably have had something like that. Of course, considering some of the mercenaries, which we will get to, they might have had a bit of an advantage. And the second reason why things derailed, besides the rewrite, which we'll get to, was that I only had 4 sessions. I couldn't put in the Time's Up finale. So, the arms deal became said finale. Which thusly led to the fight with Voltaic in the rain, and, stopping Bernie at the hospital. Overall, I used
Don't you mean
most...
Tony?
And Bernie.
We will get to that because of something that I will get to. But, well, the first thing that came into my mind when I was thinking of any of this is Bernie crying and the possibility of a heart attack, whether he'd live or die. I had this stuff planned before Nowhere to Hide.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually it sort of flowed into what the new canon was, and then things changed but stayed the same.
The more they change, the more they stay the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Luce songe, luce vento. But with that, we will get to the revamps. First off, the pre-game redesigns. And I believe we'll start with someone pretty important.
Okay.
Joey!
The Ushers. Now, the way that Mutants and Masterminds designs kind of work is that all the villains are 99% irredeemable, and also they're written a little weird. The Ushers were basically, what if the Addams family was really into loving brother to sister a little too much? I don't know if I could say that word on YouTube.
But
What's wrong with incense?
Incest, yes.
Incense.
I don't know. I didn't know if that's a no word, but yeah, they
We're 16 minutes in, we're fine.
They just smell nice. What's wrong with incenses?
I know, but what's worse is, yeah, every single one of them was horribly irredeemable, and I had to remove like 2 of them. Actually, with this, I want you to guess which one is which. There are 3 of them.
Clearly Viv.
Bernie.
Tony.
No, I think that one's Tony.
Nah, it's clearly Tony. If not that one.
I want to say that's Bernie.
No, if anything, that's Bernie. That's Tony.
This is actually Bernie. Because the hair was the one thing that kind of carried over.
So this is Tony.
Oh, no, that was a separate character that I had to remove, which was a 4-year-old baby that had the powers of Hulk.
Of course.
It's the baby man.
And then, ironically, that I had them in the canon before Inu showed up, and then Inu was like the token, like, mutated character from the family. So I'm like, yeah, he's no longer necessary.
You're welcome.
And yeah, I had to rehumanize them a lot. That's kind of how Tony became a little bit more withdrawn. Bernie became a wannabe superhero, and honestly, Viv I changed Viv's style a little bit. I made her more personable. And honestly, I think it worked out really well. Now, There are a couple other redesigns. I think 3 are the best examples of how I've had to do it for most of these games. First one is just very quick redesign, barely anything changed. Like Voltaic.
Now a lot changed. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, the thing is, personality's the same. Guy who was put in an electric chair, came out with superpowers, became a murderer. And that's great.
That was his suit from the 90s.
Yeah, yeah. And it looks good. It's honestly probably one of the best designs. But it didn't fit corporate evil enough for me, honestly. Yeah, it is. Then you have the kind of side grade redesigns like Hooded Cobra. Hooded Cobra in the original canon was called Coral Snake. And her whole deal is like, she had a couple more things related to snake stuff, like shedding skin and whatnot. And that made sense, so I might bring that in later, as well as some other backstory stuff I can't reveal. But for some reason, they made her an underwater villain.
Well, coral snakes are semi-aquatic.
Yes, like coral snakes are well known for living underwater.
True, but she was in the Mariana Trench. That was her base.
That's underwater.
That's a little too far for the snake, I think.
Also, she had she didn't really have a purpose. Like, she was just like,
Okay, so
I
that's
want
the
to
same.
ruin people and seduce, but she was
She
in the
did have a
Mariana
purpose.
Trench.
It was living under the trench, apparently.
Yeah. And then finally, sometimes you just need to rip out the whole thing and make a new one with the basic same designs. Like Julie. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Because here's the thing.
Just like her.
There's
Nothing changed.
well, for that, the original name for them was Shang 6, who, was also a demon from China. But their whole deal, and I quote from written by a guy named Clarence in the 1990s, they wanted to bedevil the white man.
Okay.
Also, one thing
Fuck
about
did you mean?
that's accidentally what you ended up as, which is kind of funny. But also, how are they a Chinese demon from 500 BC, but they have a knight in shining armor on their tattoos?
They got that later.
Yeah, they got it later. They didn't get it when they were born.
No. In the canon, those just showed up, and that's how they used their powers.
That was there from the beginning?
That was there since 500 BC.
Okay, that makes no sense.
Yeah. Their
so
plan was
like the monk and overlord?
Kind of. Their whole deal was they would give people tattoos and then have them drink tea that would slowly control them. I kept that in what kind of demon Julie was, because, there's some actual mythos behind that, but everything else, yeah, that does not fit anything. It's weird. I don't like it. Anyways. With that, we enter into the real reason why this whole revamp part is here. The big rewrite. Now, the whole first mystery, the original mystery behind Crumbling Legacy, was who was the mysterious man, the
Which
masked
one?
man who was sabotaging. Problem is, you figured it out in 2 minutes as soon as you saw him. And there's a little moment that you can hear in that episode where I'm just like, maybe it's not. Maybe. But then I actually started thinking, what if that wasn't the real mystery? So I started, leaning into him having a horrible sense of his secret identity. However, with that leaning into it, going for the drama of him being a future superhero, problem is that kind of revealed the whole plot, because then it would sort of be revealed that Al was the one sabotaging you all. But the problem is, with the arms deal and the orangutan, and Bernie being manipulated, that kind of just was so obvious you would have figured it out immediately, in my opinion.
That's what you think.
Well,
Really?
yeah, I kind of did. Like, that was a thought. That was a really like, hey, be Al doing this, and then, well, what about this? And I kept overanalyzing.
Yeah, so then my thought was, what if he's not the one who did it? What if it was Tony? Because in the original canon, Tony is supposed to be the mastermind behind the thing, with Al being dead already. And with that, it added to some extra stuff. It added to the theme of family and found family and stuff like that, as well as helping it leave the everyone's related to Sinclair kind of deal that was already starting. It's like, you're the Adamov. You're the one who's important all the time. It allowed there to be that it allowed stuff for Desmond where it's like, oh, there's this problem within the company. You have to solve it. And then consequently for Inu, it's, oh god, my family's trying to eat itself alive.
I mean, I did literally say in that session the only conversation Sync and Sync and Tony ever had was the non-worded agreement that they're both trying to sacrifice themselves.
And it's great.
Those are the only words they said, which were none.
Yeah, it's great. Because then it's not just, oh, everyone must follow the heir to Adamov. Besides also the fact that you were kind of doing that refusal of the call, which led into its own little thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the rewrite actually made the whole thing better, in my opinion. I don't know. Would you have preferred if it was just punching Al in the face a bunch?
I mean, it would have been cathartic.
Well, yeah.
Cathartic, yeah. I mean, no one says we didn't maybe kick him while he was unconscious on the ground.
Just canon now.
I didn't say we did it or anything. I don't know.
Inu might have.
Yeah. Definitely, it might have.
I mean, I was fully tempted to shoot him even after after like everything was done raw. I was like, ah, good, everyone can live free. God dang it, Inu.
Still holding the
Oh
gun.
no, I could have fixed that problem. I could have made that disappear.
See, that was honestly one of my favorite moments of the entire game, because it fit the whole Usher vibe perfectly of, I'm the only one who can plan because nobody knows my tortured soul. And then it turns out they all had the same plan.
And then it's like, I could have made it look like a suicide. It would be really easy.
Yeah,
Everyone had the same plan. Let's kill Dad.
Let's kill Dad.
Did you?
Oh, let's kill
All you
Tom.
had to do was ask.
Honestly, though.
Yes.
Let's do it as a
This could have
family.
been so much easier if you would have just asked us to help. What made you think I would say no?
I would say the law, but the law really didn't come into play for this game. Speaking of stuff that didn't...
Yes, I follow the law when it comes to the company. Outside of that, we're fair game.
Yeah. Which brings us to the other stuff that didn't really follow through in the game. Like, for instance, the Prosperos. Yeah, they were supposed to be tertiary villains.
I believe it.
Because they were like... Well, Cal was supposed to be the main threat behind them, because he's like a guy with magical powers and probably no soul, who's like, hunting down, and...
God, you have two guys that never appeared.
Who the heck is Johnny Frostbite?
Oh yeah, those schmucks.
What the fuck are with supervillain names with superhero and supervillains with Johnny?
Yeah, hang on, there's
Okay,
two Johnnies. That's the twist.
That's not even mine. That's not even mine. That all came from Mutants and Masterminds itself.
Well, why did you just call him Frostbite?
I probably would have called him like Sam Frostbite or something.
Just Frostbite works.
Their whole deal is that they were based around... The Prosperos would be kind of like the Marcellus Wallace, while these two would be, the two guys from Pulp Fiction. They'd hunt you down. You'd probably get your face frozen in a sink.
What, were they the mercs?
They'd try to intimidate you guys. However, the real trick behind them is that Frostbite effectively is like, I'm trying to get out of this business. I have a kid on the way. While Chocolate's
Oh,
just like,
congrats.
fuck yeah, super villainy.
All right.
And honestly, I
hire
bet you
we
probably
have
would have done.
healthcare. Hire you, we have healthcare.
Yeah, that's probably what I guess that would be what have happened. But those two just didn't show up, but that's fine.
I mean, you could use them again.
Yeah.
Designs.
Maybe I will. But the real thing that changed up.
Johnny Frostbite. For God's sake.
I don't even think his name is Johnny either.
There's
Nobody's
Johnny
named
Quick
Frostbite.
and Johnny Frostbite.
Is it supposed to be like a Jack Frost bit or something?
I think so.
Just name him
It's
Jackson.
weird. Jackson Frostbite. Yeah, hell yeah. You know what? Fuck it. I'm changing that.
No, leave Frost. Just leave a supervillain named Frostbite. Just the Frostbite is good.
His real name is Jackson Frost.
But nonetheless, beyond those two, the one that honestly had the biggest change, just from how shit rolled out, was the Jade Spire Dojo. See, before, any of the roles happened, they were supposed to be like the new kids on the block, while the Wizard Prospero was kind of skeevy and like kind of failing, and the Fabricators were like the fascists.
Oh, good. We got to stick to some fascists.
Well, they're corporate fascists. They're like, everything will be under us. We are a monopoly. We will consume you.
You see, that is against the law, sir.
Oh, now you believe in the law. But anyways,
And when it comes to the company, I believe in the law.
the Jade Spider was kind of like this group of like crazy ninja punks that like would be like, the Warriors.
Kind of.
Okay, no, well, big punk group that like causes shit, breaks houses, slashes tires,
So
kidnaps
like,
people.
The Foot
Like the
Clan,
Foot
but
Clan.
without the Shredder.
Yes, that is the exact vibe I have. And by the way,
Dragons.
the Shredder equivalent might be around. You don't know.
In the show there was also another gang called the Purple Dragons. Those were the more schmucks that would fall under that vibe, and then they got taken in by the Shredder.
Through your actions and through their roles, they became a lot more schmuckish.
Well,
because Linnaeus was originally supposed to be kind of in a more subtle and scheming version of Voltaic a little bit. But then, I realized it'd be a lot funnier if he's just the one guy who has no idea what he's doing. Which brings us, interestingly,
I like how I hired the I guess the second in command.
You did, and I didn't expect that.
He's like this is clearly a terrible plan. Who came up with this shit?
Indeed.
I'm gonna blame it on him.
And with that, I will bring us to chapter 3.2. How the fuck did these guys make the cut?
How the fuck did they?
Because it turns out that 3 characters that didn't exist before this point became, well, not fan favorites because we have no fans, but like party favorites. Larry the Ninja had an arc. He doesn't even have art.
Okay, well, now you gotta make art for Larry the Ninja.
Actually, I technically do, because I did do that episode 3 thumbnail. He's the guy with the big nose.
The guy with the big nose?
Well, he's the ninja dude on that side that's a human. And then there's accidentally the thug that survived like 5 combats.
Yeah.
As well as...
He deserves art. He deserves to be a character, too.
Indeed. As well as Hooded Cobra. Hooded Cobra was supposed to either die or get arrested that one combat as a jobber. And now they're just a bodyguard and probably part of the new Adamov Foundation. By the way, didn't expect the Adamov Foundation. We'll work with it. Also accidental party faves. Not Jasmine. I expected Jasmine to be liked a lot more.
Nah.
I like Jasmine. She was fine. She just didn't get to do much.
Yeah, she didn't. Sinbad, on the other hand, God,
there's a lot to do there. We gave him a sense of self and purpose.
Indeed.
remember,
Also,
Sinbad
Mo
had Jasmine.
becoming like kind of your subterfuge guy.
Well, I don't know.
It was kind of crazy. Also, new achievement. How did we get here?
Put it
You
together
got
again.
one person from every single faction.
Yay.
Except Sinbad. Sinbad has to go home, but you know.
Aw.
How dare you use a Minecraft? How dare you use a Minecraft reference and then not let us keep Sinbad?
Come on, let us keep him. Why can't we keep him?
Oh, you'll see him again.
I swear to God, if you fuck him up, we are going to kill Dr. Sin.
Oh, we'll get to that.
We're killing an organization. We all in agreement?
Yeah.
We're killing an organization, not the leader, the whole organization.
Oh yeah, no, the whole thing's going down. His legacy will be destroyed, as the title suggests. Crumbling legacy. It's going to be his legacy that dies.
Man, what has happened to Joey's mic today?
I
It's
don't
all
know.
Basically, for both Joey and Clutch, it sounds like their mics are trying to eat themselves for me.
Well, to be
don't
fair, that's
know.
because I have to literally keep my window open
I mean,
with the fan so that I don't boil.
I stood up while I was talking, so
Yeah.
I don't know if
I
that
will-
had anything to do with it.
I will not
Possibly.
spoil what happens in Capes Crucified, but we will get to it.
Best Doctor.
Who gets
Swear to
crucified?
God.
The superheroes, probably.
Wait, no, hold on. There was a Jesus mentioned somewhere in here. Oh, Julie. Julie's getting crucified.
Aw. But it's a Z, not a J.
Well, no, you said it right there. Jesus.
I mean, I'm connected to the right microphone. I don't know why it's.
I'm going to find you somehow, and I'm going to find whatever your favorite food is, and I am going to oversalt it so badly that will ruin the taste of it for the rest of your life.
Man, it's
Anyways.
good thing it's related to cheese, which I can't eat anyway.
Damn. I don't even need to do anything. You're already fucked.
I know.
Anyways, the moral of this game is adapting and changing under trial by fire can improve the plot.
Wow.
Yay.
The plot. There it is.
What?
I found the plot.
Times Square.
What?
I found the plot.
What? I thought that was a glitch.
No, it's just a purple square.
It's just a purple square.
It's canon now. The purple square is now the villain of the entire universe.
Purple square. That is a horrible supervillain name.
No, it's PS.
The purple square. But nonetheless, do you have any questions about the game and for me?
Are you talking to chat?
I guess the
To
question
you
is
as well
Inu
as
building
chat,
character.
because I don't. Oh, those are my questions for you, which I'll
Ugh.
get to after yours.
I mean, I don't think I have any real questions.
Can't think of any.
Me neither.
Wow. I can't believe you
we had
guys.
fun.
I mean, you explained it
Yeah,
pretty
I
I'm
well.
glad you.
Yeah,
glad
you
you had
explained
fun.
most of the stuff pretty well. All things were pretty much answered.
I mean, the only thing I could ask, I guess, is what's this guy's name?
Oh, the thug, I take it.
Yeah.
Come
Come
I'm
on,
gonna
chop chop.
call him.
How dare you not already have an answer?
Yeah,
Okay, well, I have a name suggestion.
Theseus.
Lucky.
What? Lucky?
Theseus.
I was just gonna go Lucky.
I was going to suggest Randy.
Well, we already have a Randy, don't
Do
we?
we?
Who's Randy?
We have a Rudy.
You don't have a
Fine.
Randy.
Why Randy though?
Randy Cunningham, 9th grade ninja.
God damn, I knew it.
Fuck it.
I was about to say the same thing if you didn't.
Yeah. Same
I'll
brain
call
cells.
him-
Let's go.
I'll call him Ham.
Why Ham?
Cunningham.
Cunningham.
Oh, Cunningham. Yep.
Yeah. So my questions for you are based around. Okay, so first one will be for the character that I feel like I had the most trouble trying to write for. How did
Yes.
it feel being in not necessarily well, it never seemed to really be in like a hard combat role now that I think about it. In all the games I've had with you.
I never really took damage, and then the other one that I was in of yours, I killed someone with one shot. Well, with one spell technically, and took no damage.
How do you feel about the role you had in the game as like a subtler slash strategic-ish kind of character? Like you were the behind the scenes shift around, More than Desmond, arguably.
I'd say it was nice.
I didn't have too many situations to use my more subterfuge abilities. I only had to do that a few times.
Indeed.
Like freaking Sean Person. Drive. We're leaving.
Such as the pain of being with Sinclair, the battle junkie.
Yes.
Yes.
I
We'll
had to
get
be
to
battle
you.
support. I had to be battle support. All right. In we go.
Yes. As for you, Desmond, I didn't expect you to accidentally be the leader of the team.
You didn't?
Like, I thought Sinclair would probably drag people around with his kind of crazy decisions, but like,
Look, if I did that, the game would have been derailed session 1.
yeah, you kind
I-
of just ended up as like the ultimate major domo.
I
Any thoughts on that?
was given a responsibility that I was to take care of. He had the thing, and I had the company to run. I have put a lot of time and effort into this company, and I'm not going to let it crumble around me.
The fact you were so watchful did kind of reveal a lot of the twists, honestly.
Yes, that's my job.
Indeed. I think, honestly, the most complicated question is for you, Sinclair.
Heidi ho.
By the way, I'm sorry if it's weird that I'm calling you by your characters' names. It's just thought.
It's fine.
I mean, it's
So-
a question for the characters, so.
For them, a lot of the sort of thought processes of a lot of characters, like, you know, Bernie, Voltaic, kind of based around your Punisher light, I think the term for it is.
Okay.
How and also, do you think that the arcs based around that were satisfying, and did you feel like it was executed well to sort of suit your character?
Yeah. I mean, especially with things that I did and said during the game, like saying to Bernie's face, if you do something that'll get yourself killed, I'll kill you first, leading up to a fight with him. Yeah, I'd say so.
My one regret is that fight didn't last more than a round.
No, but it was quite the shonen battle moment for those 6 seconds.
It really was. I think I'll probably exercise it a little bit more for the Crumbling Legacy comic, which brings me to what is next. So there's going to be a little bit of a pause for the watchers out there, seeing as I need to figure out how to do OBX by myself, as
first
well
of all,
as, you know,
OBX.
make all the
I don't know what OBX is, but
OBS.
OBS,
Thank
my
you.
friend.
you
OBS
don't
is-
you don't want
I know where
OBX.
By God, I know where I got it from. OBX is Outer Banks. I got it
Yep.
confused.
I don't think you need a bank.
Nope.
As I need something that can run it, as well as all the graphics for the next 3 games, because I'm not going to have the time to be drawing all the stuff
Mm-hmm.
for a while.
Real life.
As for now, there's going to be... Oh, yes?
No, I just said real life.
Yeah, real life is definitely... I am going through a lot of different changes right now, and I'm dealing with them. And hopefully we can get to a point where we'll be having the usual suspects again, but until that point, I can't rely on Skylar for OBS
Hi.
anymore. But nonetheless, until then,
You have lost
For-
your tech wizard.
yes,
I can't be it for everyone after all.
yes, there were problems that caused that. As for now, there's going to be some post-credit scenes. I'm still debating if they will be voice acted or if it'll be a motion comic like the preludes, up to some decisions that will be made. And then I will probably begin my work on where I left off with chapter 1 of the Nowhere to Hide webcomic, which will be coming soon. Beyond that, there's the 3rd game coming up, Lost in the Unknown, which is going to be more space-based. It's kind of the answer to the Fantastic Four. Ironic considering the movie's coming out now.
Another poor attempt to make the Fantastic Four into a movie.
Oh, believe
They're
me, I
trying to
know what it's
steal your
like to.
idea.
I know what it's like to run a game where something happens in real life relative to the game.
Space
so
Jam.
weird.
Not
I-
quite Space Jam.
I will say this. I
Digital.
liked the 2006 Fantastic Four.
Oh
Those
yeah,
are
the one with
2007.
the one with Reed, the actor who played Reed Richards. I don't remember what his name is, but he really looked the part.
Yeah, the guy who played the Thing, Michael
Oh,
Ironsides, was really
and-
fucking great.
And we had shoot, I can't remember his
The guy who
name.
played Cap as
Chris Evans. No.
Yeah.
Yes, Chris Evans as
Yes.
Johnny. Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
That's the
that
one.
was really good.
Mhm.
I'll say that the vibe of
I
the
like
game
that
is
one.
definitely going to be a little bit more. It's going to have a significant amount of like Half-Life, a little Flash Gordon, some very strange stuff. Savior of the universe. But nonetheless, then of course after that there will be Rebellious Phase and Operation Spectre, but we will get to those when we get to those. And with that, and all of my announcements and explanations done, we can get to the real meat and potatoes. By the way, we have until 8:30. Is that correct?
Probably.
Okay, we have more than enough time then. Where we're going to be ranking all the heroes. Now, it's not going to be based off of the flat powers for all the new people watching and the new party member who is going to be helping the ranking. It's not entirely based off of raw power. It's also based off of composure, how much of a planning skill they have, how many people they have under them. And of course, it's based off of how much they could take over. Like, you have your average man, then you have who can take over a town, city, state, country, continent, planet, solar system, the cosmos, and Universal. I don't think we're going to get to Universal for a while.
So what I'm hearing is Desmond is the first Universal one.
Oh God, no.
Give me enough time.
God, no. I am frightened to see what that would turn out to be. He'd probably rule over a continent, maybe. But anyways.
Actually, you know, going too big is really a hassle. Having a
Oh, yeah,
state would probably be fine with me, honestly.
You see, if you're too big to fail, you're too big to run.
Yes, it's again. Once you start having to give up, it's just a mess. I tried with Rome; it was not good.
You didn't live long enough for Rome, but you lie about it every time.
No. I saw him with my predecessor in Rome. I wasn't. He told me about it. It was a nightmare.
Oh yes. Well, also Julie seems to be from Roman period or earlier, so you know. But nonetheless, shall we? Which of the party members do we wish to start with? Because it would be
Desmond.
Sinclair usually. Desmond.
We
Okay.
started talking about Desmond.
Sure.
Might as well actually put him on the list.
I would say, from pure get around power, as well as having a bunch of maids and regular people under them,
Specifically
I'd put him at
maids.
High Town.
I was gonna put me in City.
I was honestly thinking City, maybe State.
City's a little
Oh,
strong.
State. No. He was basically running that whole business and doing backroom deals and everything like that.
Oh yeah, that's why I put you at High.
Adamov stuff.
That's why I would put you at High Town, because
I'd say City.
Adamco's that big company, right? And he was basically the one running the whole thing for years.
True, but it was kind of shrinking.
Yeah.
But also he has all the different connections to all the different underworlds.
That is true. Okay, I'll put you at the lowest point of City.
The highest player we've had so far.
Oh yes, by far. As for alignment,
I think that's fine.
I put you at more good aligned than Sinclair.
Honestly, what do you mean Sinclair? Sinclair's not on the list.
We'll get to Sinclair.
I do think that this is honestly.
You're not necessarily.
He is lawful to an extent where
you're
when
not
it comes
evil.
to applied.
You're malicious sometimes, and you're spiteful, but I don't feel like you're evil.
He follows the law when he needs to.
And I'm not evil for the sake of evil. If I believe someone deserves what I am doing to them, then yes, I will go 110% in on making them suffer. But if I don't deserve it, I'm not going to put innocent people in the way of progress.
Here's the question, Joey.
Yes.
More or less lawful than Seraph?
That was what I was wondering.
Oh.
More. I think right exactly. Maybe a little bit to the left. Like on the same level.
So Seraph is just an arsonist. She's
Yeah.
chaotic.
She has
And
no plan whatsoever.
Desmond, there's a lot of intention and everything. Intentional stuff
But
without.
Desmond is usually their plans are more beneficial to the world.
Yes, but there are also some very
Selfish.
petty things that Desmond will do.
I feel like honestly exactly on the same alignment as Seraph, ironically.
They're two very different sides of the spectrum that land in the same spot.
One's
Yes.
lawful, one's chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of chaotic,
Hi.
hi, Sync.
Hi. Definitely not city tier.
I think town tier.
High
Yeah.
town, I'd say.
I would put him higher than Renee. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I
Like, the
The-
boy's
the-
a beast.
The raw strength that he exudes.
Renee is. I feel like Renee has more strategy, but like
Renee is more
Okay.
cooperative. However,
yes,
Renee is more cooperative and has more technique and everything. So if Renee were to go up against Sync, Renee would be punching a brick wall that wants to be hit.
honestly,
And then
I don't know
dishes
who would
back.
win.
Honestly, it's going to be a battle of stamina, and I think
it's
Sync
an
has
attrition
it.
battle.
Sync's got the stamina.
Sync can outlast him, and I don't think he can put out enough output to take him down.
Now, I have one defense for not putting Sinclair on the red side. He knows who he is.
Uh-huh.
If he was pretending that he wasn't as, frankly, sociopathic as he was, he'd be a lot more on the red side.
He
has killed people, but not because he just wants to kill.
The only
is
murder
evil to those who are evil.
The only murder
that kind of stuff.
The only murder he has made in the entire campaign has been a mercy kill.
Yeah,
At least,
the monster.
yeah.
Yeah. I put him.
Did Desmond kill a bunch of henchmen? Are we counting that Thunderwave that Desmond killed them?
No.
Okay.
Definite.
I don't know.
Definite concussion for sure. I mean,
if you want to count the voltaic quote unquote death, he was willing to take his own life with it. So even then, it was an eye for an eye.
I'd put him like one tick better than Seraph.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more.
I think that's
honestly,
fine.
Toy Killer is Toy Killer's honestly pretty similar. Like that level of I'll do what I have to.
Yeah. However, Sync actually did do those things, while Toy Killer mainly just said it.
Yeah, that's true.
He's actually backed up his words.
He's got the child innocence still.
Yeah. Now, as for Inu,
oh boy,
I think Inu is a better person than Sinclair.
Yes.
Yes.
I think the worst thing Inu did was talk about organ harvesting and selling.
Or pointing a gun at their father.
Intimidating a killer. You did almost shoot your dad, but to be fair, your dad kind of had it coming.
I didn't almost shoot them. I wanted to shoot them. There's a difference.
Almost isn't you pointed the gun at them.
Yeah, but they also kind of were causing your entire family to destroy itself. So
I don't know where I put them in power. I feel like
I didn't get the chance to really show anything, so
like if we were basing off of pure power, honestly they would go in average, but you did talk about strategy and stuff, so
I feel like low town.
I feel like they have to be below Akane.
I'm sorry.
You're apologizing to a person who does not understand what's going on.
Power levels.
Yeah, I get that, but I don't know how this chart really works.
Okay, so the higher up, the more power. Blue is good, red is evil.
Yes.
Yeah, I got that much.
Basically, if you think about it,
if you're in town, you could take over a town,
or you could protect a town if you're a good guy.
I feel like
it's basically the amount of territory you can work within.
I feel like given enough time, Inu could feasibly just become a weird fucking cryptid for a random town if they weren't born in this situation. So I think low town fits pretty well.
Could organize enough to keep crime off like
Inu could
can
definitely
have 'em.
organize a militia, in my opinion.
Inu's strength is helping others.
Yes. I'd say, honestly, they're pretty on the same alignment level as Rollier. Just completely different situation, of course.
Yeah.
They aren't arrested by anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's pretty good. Do you agree, Taz?
Yeah.
I don't think Taz knows who Rollier is, so.
Rollier is a similar schemer who was arrested for trying to design a hydrogen bomb in her backyard. She's 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Welcome to the ICTU. Nothing makes sense. Anyways, speaking of nothing making sense, an orangutan.
Definitely in town.
I
wanna
feel
say,
like
I say he's
not
on par with TKO.
Yeah, honestly.
He
Is
is
he?
strong.
Or Manticore.
You have the strength of a fucking orangutan with psychic powers.
But he's not
Definitely
as
one of these
decent
two.
of I feel like, yeah, Manticore would probably
If
be
you
it.
give him time and
His
time to train him and everything, he would wreck shit.
He is very impulsive, though.
It took all of us to take him down.
Excuse me, I feel like I could have soloed him.
Maybe.
Probably. It would have hurt.
I did get hurt and I wanted that, remember? I took a couch to the
That's true.
face.
As for alignment, I feel like on the same level as Gamma.
Yeah?
Yeah, he a bit of a baby boy.
Well,
He's not sure what's going on.
He's basically someone who was taken by poachers. So like he's getting used to human society, but he is seeing it from the light of any of these motherfuckers is willing to sell me out.
Well,
It's only with great effort that Desmond and Sink and Inu made it seem like they're not gonna fuck him over.
Did you watch Batman Beyond?
Yeah.
Do you remember the episode where they basically did with the splicing, they spliced human DNA to make the gorilla smarter, and he remembered the poacher that killed his mother?
Oh yeah.
That's what he is.
Yeah, exactly. Except, it's mutation / heightened intelligence.
Okay, Joey, here's a question.
It's different. Yes.
You think he should be on TKO level?
I was just, in my
What about
mind,
Seraph?
it was just...
Who would win, Seraph or an orangutan?
Okay, if Seraph can keep the distance, Seraph will win. If
Seraph has any conveniently flammable items nearby, she wins.
Okay. Seraph is a glass cannon.
Yes.
She can dish
One
it
hit.
out.
One hit from Mo and she would be fucking crumpled on the floor like an omelet.
What's Mo's average damage?
Was it like
let me check.
D8s or D6s?
Let's see.
Or was it D10?
If we're going by, okay. 1d10 plus 4, or I'm going to ignore the slam attack because that is way too strong.
No, if he uses it, that's death. Probably.
That's 6d10. So yeah, it's probably death.
6d10. I want to look at.
Well, if that's what we think, what if we do put Mo on the same level as Seraph? If you say either one can easily win depending on the situation.
Yeah.
Because
if Mo gets the drop on Seraph, it's over. If Seraph gets the drop on Mo, it's over.
Yeah, because Seraph will have distance and she'll just keep pinging him and running.
Yes.
And if she pops the speed on, whoosh.
Yeah, exactly.
So yes, they're probably on the same strength level, but in terms of he tank, she glass cannon.
Mm-hmm.
Loba is on the same level as Toy Killer.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think that they are pretty high average, but he's still just a man with a gun.
He's still just a man.
And automatic handcuffs that didn't work.
Okay.
He tried with that one. He almost made it.
I see the next one on your list. I feel like he's good where he is. Maybe a little higher.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Yeah, he's good, but he's a cop, so he has to do some fuck shit in order to make shit work.
But he's on the better side of it. Now,
hot take.
Are we talking about
Bernie
just
Bernie?
Bernie?
Better alignment.
Are we talking about just Bernie or Johnny Quick as well?
Can
Johnny
we change
Quick.
his goddamn name?
The speedster, as I've been calling him.
To be
Well,
fair,
I was
in the
gonna
post,
call him the speedster.
What was his what was the what did they call that power? With the power of
Max.
the Max.
Max Man.
Something Max Man.
Maximo. Do not call him
Maximo.
that. That isn't a. I
Mondo
was saying, do not
Max.
call him
No.
Maximo.
Oh.
Maximum Over Saiyan.
Maximum overdrive.
Maybe Max Drive specifically.
Max Drive works.
Maybe.
Limit Break.
Oh, we will be getting to him because he might be important later. Also, he survived. Yay, you got one of the good endings. Yeah, there was a chance he just fucking dies.
Well, yeah. I said I would kill him. I think that was always a chance.
No, clearly the ending was supposed to be he
Well-
randomly dropped, accidentally landed on the gun I was holding, and it shot our dad. Clearly.
My
no.
God, Bernie shot him. Also, hot
Oh.
take. Same level as Sarah.
He's
as
one
Sigma.
Fair.
below. I'd say he's one below.
He's got the speed.
He's got the speed, but he has to take a drug to do that.
He also doesn't have the
He's-
stamina to keep it up, I guess.
He also. Well, okay. I think that once he's not having a fucking mental breakdown, he'll be a lot better.
Yeah, also
But right
his
now-
mental state.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he
Oh,
is.
yeah, he's not. He's close, but he's not on par.
Yeah.
He's not. He's not crazy, but man, he's going through a lot.
Now, if we were just doing Bernie, he'd probably be down here.
Oh yeah. Well, I think that honestly, it might just affect how his body
Well,
works now.
I might
I don't
put
know.
Bernie up a little higher in the average because he's very smart.
Yeah.
Oh
In
yes, he
terms
is.
of not in terms of decision making, but in terms.
He's very high intelligence, but
Skilled.
incredibly low wisdom.
I feel like I would still
Yeah.
put him below Loba if it was just Bernie.
Yeah.
No, well, Bernie also has access to a lot of funds because of
Yeah.
Usher, so I would still put him maybe on par, maybe a little bit above because of the money,
Maybe.
access to other
You know
shit
what?
that
I'm
Loba
just
doesn't
going
have.
to do something right
Mhm.
quick.
You gonna make a second one for just Bernie?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would count both because it would have. I wouldn't necessarily
Yeah,
separate
no,
them.
you can just have
Just-
the
just-
one.
Just
yeah,
have the
that's
one.
fair. Okay, hold on.
Because it's more
I'll put-
so ranking the super powers than the.
Yeah.
Bernie's more so
But
just a
now-
person.
I
Bernie
have a
Campus is everything. Yes.
I have a question, and I think that Taz is actually pretty imperative on this.
Oh boy.
Is Tony a better
Mhm.
schemer than Inu?
No.
I think it's
No.
either a little more or a little less.
I mean,
I'm gonna say a little less because his plan was good. However, one,
someone
he
pointed
made it
out
a
the
bit
biggest
too
flaw.
yeah,
Hi. Yeah.
the fact that we could have easily just asked Desmond, and two, his whole entire plan was broken by the fact that if I shot him, technically he could not, he
Well, to
couldn't
be
do anything
fair,
about that.
He was thinking that you're already out of the picture. You're not going to
Which
look
I
into
wasn't.
this.
Why would the one person
He thought we'd be
spent
busy with the
time to
arms
just
deal.
talk to him?
I've spent
Yeah, I
and
get
also
that.
I'm pretty sure Desmond would have made it clear that he likes the children way more than he likes the father.
Well, yeah, but he didn't
Exactly.
figure he'd be willing to kill him, so it's like, fuck it.
Why
I'll be
wouldn't
the
I?
scapegoat, worst case. I'm fine with that. I'm going to die.
None of that. That's the whole thing of, hey, yeah, technically, out of everyone, like in a tier list of who's more likely to kill Dad, the top two would be Inu and Tony. Inu because he never paid attention to her, and Tony because his life just sucks.
And also, he's just
Bernie
permanently
wouldn't do
attached
it.
to his dad.
Yeah,
Viv-
Bernie wouldn't do it. Viv
Viv-
wouldn't do it.
Well-
She's just annoyed with him. She might try.
No, well, she
Viv
But we
tried
see
to-
what she does decision making.
Mm.
She couldn't
Viv
make
would
that plan for the
backstab.
arms deal.
Viv would
Yeah, she
backstab
wouldn't
and
kill
leave
him,
for
though.
dead. She wouldn't kill.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
that's
whole
my
That
thing, the
was
most
her whole
likely thing
part in
to
the
kill.
plan. It's
Oh.
I'm going to make this deal. I'm going to make a lot of money, and then I'm going to leave.
Oh yeah, that 42 damage. Oh, that would outright murder. I think that's double. I think that would just straight up one shot, one kill. There's no
Okay.
saving.
At level 5, you only had 23 health?
I want to say I was in the 24s. I could not.
As
I'm
for
a
Tony,
sorcerer.
I feel like Tony is. I don't know if I don't think he's as evil as Dr. Shock.
No.
No. The one thing that we have to question, though, is his quote-unquote
Honestly, I
aura.
don't
Does
think
that put him higher or not?
I would say that puts him up a little bit higher because it can indiscriminately kill people.
I think that bumps it up so he's exactly as strong.
I
As
would also the only evil thing he did was wanting to this complex thing to kill his father.
I feel like it was kind of a shit dick move to assume, Bernie's
but I
gonna
don't-
die.
Yeah, but I don't really think he's evil. He didn't do anything to anyone else. It was
Hang
all
on.
personal.
Who was the
Well,
one who
I mean,
who was the one who told Bernie to kill Gramps?
Okay, so I'll tell you what Tony did. Tony was the one who let loose the orangutan to make it look like
Yes.
Al was sabotaging shit. I will say one thing that never made it into the script because I realized it was stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to think he was the one who called Voltaic so that Sinclair would be able to kill him. I gave you your perfect revenge, that stuff. But then again, he doesn't know Sinclair, so he's just like, why would I do that for someone I don't know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyways.
not only that, he's putting himself in danger as well.
Yeah,
Because
but he's
Voltaic
also
is kind of evil.
Well, to be fair, Tony's doesn't care much about his life. So
Yeah, but it's also the thing of, hey, I'm gonna call this person. My brother's in the room. It's fine as long as he doesn't leave. Oh, he's left the room. I guess I'm down one brother.
He was the one who convinced Bernie to be a superhero, and also provided some of the chemicals for the Max. With all the herbalism and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one who organized the arms deal and convinced him to do that shit until last minute, you've been found out, get the fuck out of there. And also he was like kind of trying to I think maybe he's like, well, the thing is, the Nowhere Resistance isn't that evil.
No.
They're just kids.
Yeah.
They're not evil. Yeah.
I think they're just
I
immature.
think right here is perfect for him. As for Viv, I feel like Viv is almost as good of a planner as Tony. But she just
Viv is under Inu in strength because I can actually use a gun.
Yeah, exactly. A tiny pea shooter.
Pea shooter.
I would say, would you say Viv is more corporate evil?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
So,
she's
like,
also having a
here.
mental break. Well, does it count as corporate evil if she's having a mental breakdown about the fact nobody cares about her?
Yes.
I mean, she's having that, and that's kind of her reasoning for wanting to do stuff, so that, if anything, that adds to it.
It is her motivation.
That's true. That is her motivation.
Unlike Bernie, where it just happened.
Bernie is just like, oh god, I made something that can give me superpowers. I could be a hero now. I could do something that makes my life have sense.
Insert my hero song, Hero 2.
Yes. I don't know if she's... Where does she go in this?
Well, I would put her at least in town because, again, she has the Usher wealth behind her.
Oh yeah, the Usher wealth does actually... Money does make the world go round. That is true. Okay.
Like, yes, they have the power. They have the money to do this, but they don't have direct control, so they can't be any higher.
Now we begin one of two questions.
Huh?
Could Dr. Sid fight Echidna Corp and win?
Money-wise? Well,
I'd argue no, but he would take a fucking chunk out of them for sure.
He would be a big ass thorn in their side if he wanted to.
I think he is definitely state level.
He wouldn't destroy them. He wouldn't be he knows what he's capable of, and he will do strategic things to, they want to do this. Let's ruin this, and then let's set these guys up to be able to take care of that. He is a master of standing still when nothing needs to be done.
Mm-hmm. He takes action when he needs to.
Yes. How evil is he?
He's opportunist and maybe a bit vulture-y.
How evil is he?
I mean,
he's willing to kill his clones, but the clones don't matter. He's willing to eliminate people, but they've always been in crime.
But he's also I don't want to say loyal enough, but he's willing to make a truce with his arch enemy's grandson just for the sake of waiting.
I put him a little bit close because he's trying to bring along.
I feel like
Crime.
he's like on the same evil level as Death Warrant.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. I don't know.
He's the evil. He's like Kingpin.
Yeah.
He wants to basically take control of the crime. So one, it's less likely for people to get hurt. I would assume it's less likely for people
He's
to get
kind
hurt.
of got the Giorno Giovanna plan where it's like, let's make sure that this is only among adults, and also like you don't have a kid superhero coming in. Which is why I only addressed you, Sinclair, now.
Hi.
Yeah.
Basically from Venture Brothers, the League of Calamitous Intent.
Yeah, a little bit.
He's trying to basically create that to try to stop like a average Joe Schmo going up against a villain they have no right to go up against.
Like belligerent going up against the Action Man, yeah.
Yes.
Is Sinbad... I feel like Sinbad's on average level. Well, yeah,
Hold on.
highest you could get average.
Is this Sinbad specifically, or just the Sin clones?
Well, no, the Sin clones are with Dr. Sin. This is just
Okay.
Sinbad himself.
Yeah, I guess he'd be more an average. Like
he's like highest
he's
level
strong,
average, because
but
like
he's alone.
yes, and that has definitely gone to his detriment a couple of times. He also doesn't really know how to have a personality yet.
He's not had his full character development.
Oh, we will get to that.
I swear to God.
But nonetheless, with that, how evil is he? He's not...
as neutral as possible.
Yeah, he just follows orders.
Yeah, he kills people when they say to kill him.
He is currently unaligned.
Yes. I mean, maybe we got him leaning a bit more good because he wanted to come help us. He was...
I feel like he's more loyal than all the way good. Like,
loyal, not
just
lawful.
if you lean. Yeah.
If you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
No, okay.
Now as for Jasmine.
Definitely up in town because of she's being trained to take over for him. And she is also intelligent.
Renee or Kane?
I would say in between the two.
Honestly, I was thinking the same thing.
As for alignment, probably...
Oh yeah, Seraph level.
I think she's like
Seraph level, yeah. I mean, she's got the numbers.
Is she good? I feel like if anything, she doesn't like senseless violence, which is better than her dad. Because her dad would be like, "Oh, two of my arch nemesis are fighting. Julie, get me a pina colada."
Maybe a little close. Maybe a little closer to the orangutan.
Yeah, true. I think. Would she be able to win against Mo?
Alone?
No. No. There's one. I have one reason why I say no.
She was locked,
he locked her in a freaking closet.
Oh yeah.
He locked her in. Well,
he outsmarted her.
He was able to lock her in with the sensors because
and she couldn't get out.
I'm saying because
directly under.
I'm saying because she has access to the Sinbads, or the hands of sin, and all of that she can organize.
I'd say...
That's what I was saying. Alone, no.
Alone, no. But if you take into account everything, and if she knew who she was going up against, Mo, and prepare, she'd probably be able to take Mo.
Yeah.
The surprise situation, no.
Same sort of thing as this battle. It could go either way depending on the situation.
Yes. Which we saw a literal example of that.
And the same would apply with Seraph and her. If she can get who depends on who goes first and how much distance. Because if Seraph can get off her unstable explosion, them boys are fucked.
I just realized something out of all of this.
Yeah.
There's only one
rid of
real
Puck.
villain for Crumbling Legacy.
Yeah, you don't
Because
say.
the rest of them are kind of just redeemable. Huh. Anyways, is Don Prospero...
We didn't really get much of him, so
I don't know where to scale his power.
I'll
I
just delete him. He's
I
not
mean,
even
yeah,
really...
I just put him somewhere in town because he does have an organized
Yeah.
Cal in it.
I
You have Cal
Yeah.
on there?
no.
No.
Okay, well, take Cal, add Cal. I'd put him like in the middle of town, I guess.
Well, to be fair, you never saw him, so I'm wondering
I mean,
if I should even
I'd
put
say
him on
Cal-
this map in the first place.
We could put
You saw
Cal.
Cal taking down all of those guys and still fighting.
Yeah,
We can
that's
say Cal
fair.
is a part of him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And with his daughter that can kind
Yeah.
of see the future, I'd put him like maybe middle town.
Well, yeah, because
Like,
the prelude
right
showed
here,
that he was
maybe.
literally security
Yeah.
cameraing your asses.
Yeah, I'd put right
As
there.
for alignment, I put them all like
Yeah.
on same
Yeah,
level
they're
as
mafia.
Div.
I mean, probably in the in the prime, they might have been High City.
Oh, well, yeah.
Oh yeah, and they were like,
But
and he was
now
like,
they're
you
barely
know.
holding on.
yes.
Ah, yes. They're Renee level.
Oh God.
I think Renee could take down that organization.
Honestly, I
Yeah.
can see it.
Yeah. Seraph would
Um,
probably be like, so you're saying I can burn all the bodies I want? That's the only reason why Don
So you
Prospero
say
would
I
win.
won't get in trouble. Like, okay. He's like, how do you feel about arson? What?
I can fucking work with it. Yeah. Just those guys over there, the J Spice, just do that. You know, he's very. That's great.
Speaking of
Like,
Jade Spiders,
I'm not trying to kill them. I'm just burning down their place of operation. Again,
All
Seraph
right.
doesn't kill people.
So
They just like to burn things. This is a very different, so much nicer Seraph
yes,
than the original Seraph. Original Seraph wanted to burn bodies.
yes. Pre-schism Jade Spider.
Okay, so
below the
he had
Prosperos,
to-
I guess.
yeah, below Prospero. Like
Yeah,
maybe one.
they've taken over the city, but that's just because nobody's really doing anything with
They
it.
quote unquote took over.
They found it. They found that there was an opening in the things, and they're like, "All right, we're moving in," and they just been a bunch of jackasses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. They're not as evil as Death Warrant. They're probably a little squeamish about Killon.
They're a gang.
Yeah.
But they're not a like scary gang. They're just a bunch of hoodlums.
Not yet. We'll
They've
get
not become hardened criminals.
Indeed. Now with that, the second part of the question. Are the fabricators more
okay,
evil than Echidna Corp?
Well,
is Voltaic counting for the entirety of the fabricators, or
Yeah.
just counting Voltaic?
here's the question: are we counting Voltaic as the highest, or are we counting his bosses too?
We'll get to
'Cause
his
I would
bosses eventually, but
Well, that's why I'm
so
asking.
I'd just say this is just Voltaic. This does not count the fabricators.
Okay.
I feel like it would be
If you wanted
Voltaic
to
and
have
his.
the fabricators, you need someone who actually controls them. That's why
Yeah.
You know
Sin
what?
where
Well,
Sin's at.
that'll be there like a little later on for sure.
Okay,
But
so
yeah,
we're
for
just
this
counting
now, it's
Voltaic.
just Voltaic
Okay.
and
okay.
his sect of.
And if I
Voltaic
count
being the
Voltaic
highest.
and he has his men,
Mm-hmm.
I would put him in city.
Agreed.
Yeah, like mids. I put him on the same level as Gamma.
I was gonna
You'd
say the
be
same
able to
thing.
take him.
Yeah.
As for more evil than Echidna Corp. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if he's more evil.
I'd say it's
I don't
about
know if
the
he's-
same.
Yeah.
Is he less evil than Echidna Corp?
Mm,
No.
the shit he did.
No.
He did murder a wife in cold blood and then laugh about it.
And kept
Yeah.
a
And
child
then he
alive just
dumped
for the hell of it.
body. And then he intentionally, once he discovered you were a thing, tried to make you a killer.
Mm-hmm.
Because, that's the best thing ever. Yeah, I think that's actually a pretty good place where he is.
Yeah.
There you go.
And there we have it. Chapter 2's NPCs all here. Wow. Honestly, it's surprisingly how many are like there's a triangle of people directly in the middle.
Yeah.
There's not necessarily two. there's a couple more good aligned people than
Man, that's a
all
weird
the
looking
way evil
triangle.
people. Well, no. I'm
That's a weird
thinking
triangle.
for in the middle people, it's
Oh,
like here
oh.
to here.
Okay.
Yeah. But either way, I'm not going to say if this is a better game or not than Nowhere to Hide because honestly, they're kind of similar level.
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed both.
Just very different stakes.
I mean, I like playing Desmond, but I probably had more fun with Seraph.
To be fair, you didn't have to herd cats like you would with. Yeah.
Seraph was the cat.
Uh-huh.
Yes. It's so
And
freeing.
And I still wasn't group mom, but you know why this one has to be lower?
Why?
There was no porn tape.
There's no point there. Oh, don't worry, we'll get to the wedding video.
Oh no, I don't like that phrasing.
Oh no.
Sorry, not the wedding
wedding.
video, the honeymoon.
Better?
Oh no, even worse.
I think? I don't know.
Or the bachelor party and bachelorette party, whichever you prefer.
Okay, I'll say this. I feel like Crumbling Legacy is better written. In my humble opinion. But so much weird shit happened in Nowhere to Hide that it kind of bumped it up a little bit.
I mean, the way I'd always like to see it is that everyone's writing improves over time, so yes, Crumbling Legacy would be better than Nowhere to Hide.
Yeah.
Just because it came later. In that sense.
Yeah.
The whole statement of practice makes perfect and whatnot.
Yeah, so this is technically my second completed game. Yay!
You know what you still didn't do for the other one, Clutch, that you can do here?
What?
Show off the beta sprites / the original versions of our characters.
Oh yeah! I don't know how I do
never
that.
finished Desmond. He's still only black and white and outline.
I mean,
Hold
to be
on.
fair, Joey, mine's literally just a
I
pencil
said
drawing
beta.
sketch.
Where
Yeah,
are
that's
they?
true.
I'm still trying to find.
I have some. I don't have all the ones for Crumbling Legacy.
I think I still have Desmond's.
Yeah.
If you want to start
Because
with
it
Nowhere to
turns out
Hide, I can
that
give you more time.
Before I drew all these guys, I actually got the references from everyone.
Oh wait,
And
no,
honestly, I do
don't
remember
have
there was
Seraph.
Oh, I gotta find that.
Yeah.
Phone.
If you want,
where
if you want
are
to send me Seraph, I can start with Renee.
Yeah, sure. I'll
Yes.
send you Seraph. Give me a moment.
You're gonna be huge.
Where is it? I got it.
How are we going to
This-
show it off?
You can just download it to
Like this.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Man, I gotta
It's a
figure out how OBS works.
he's a bit big.
Yeah, a little bit. But yeah, that is
Uh,
actually the original art.
Where did you
Of
show
Seraph?
this?
It's on stream.
It's on the stream. because
I'm
OBS.
behind. I'm behind. Oh, that's okay. I'm finding Seraph. Give me a minute. I gotta
Unfortunately,
scroll.
Akane doesn't really have any, so there's nothing to do there.
I do have the original message of the okay, so it was AI art, but it was super early AI art, so let me paste it. Because I did actually use it as inspiration, but I added
Oh, yeah.
the robot arm as well as, you know, the slightly graying hair.
When did we do this? Was this in?
This
Hold
was
on,
in...
I think I can find a Seraph from you.
I'm looking. I'm just.
Nope, that's not you.
Oh, found the art.
It's your profile picture.
Yeah, but it's not. It's saved in the thing.
Okay, here is the original art for Seraph.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah. Or not Seraph, but
Akane.
Oh,
Sorry.
Stop.
Let me see
Sorry,
what
you
this
said
opens up.
Seraph a bunch of times.
Okay, save the image so I can do
Okay, I
that.
think I know where I am in my.
Gives you more
art.
time again.
Yeah.
As for the other ones,
I
Are
found
they
it.
all-
I found it.
hey Taz, do you know where the original sketch of?
I have it right here. Nope. There we go.
And
Ah!
there's Tiny Akane.
Or Tiny Inu? Oh yeah, But my original design based off of this, I just gave you a little dog nose.
I do remember that you told me that.
Yeah.
There's
I
Sarah.
also remember being told by either Joey or Scalar.
Scope.
Hey, I was gonna say technically I was gonna put both your
Scoey.
names together, Scoey.
Where's
But
my
either of
There
them
they
had told
are.
me, "Hey, Clutch almost made you a furry."
I think it was me.
Yeah. I
just
assumed,
remembered.
okay.
I mean, I don't blame you for assuming. I just find it funny.
I
Wait,
know,
wait,
know.
don't-
Assuming
Don't
makes
do
you
that one.
Okay.
I found I
Okay.
scrolled up a little bit. There was a better version.
There's a better version.
Yeah, I redid it a little bit because I didn't like how the jacket worked.
Alright.
Yes.
Ah, this one. Alright. Reopening. Alright. Resaving. Alright. Naming it Seraph so I know which one's which.
Okay. And now I need to get you Desmond, the
Yes.
line art that is Desmond.
It was
And
pretty
there
good line art, I will say
Is
that much.
OG Seraph.
Oh my god, I just remembered how many fucking designs for Desmond I made because I didn't know how to do the vibe exactly.
Where is Desmond? Where is Desmond? There he is. That's the Clip Studio I need. That's the smaller one. Clippy.
I guess while you guys get those ready, I can put in the OG Sinclair.
There, I sent it to you.
By the way, the OG Sinclair is really fucking good.
I agree it is one of my better arts, which I am still surprised at how he turned out. I don't know how or why.
Honestly, that just fits the whole character. I'm surprised how well it turned out.
Oh, right. Oh no, it's gonna be such a huge image.
I am aware. I did not get to finish him. I could have, but I didn't. I got distracted and I just the art was already done. So I was like,
To be fair, that was back when I would draw very quickly. Also, side note, for all the thumbnails. Why is it all white?
Because this is the
really
Desmond
big.
image.
My god, he's taking over the whole world. Anyways, to explain.
where is he?
I'm getting to it. It's a big image, okay? You're
I
literally on
know,
like a 100K by 100K canvas.
I know.
The thing about all those art pieces, because I had started my job.
There he is.
There he is.
Is that? Oh man, his hand isn't even done.
Yeah,
I had to learn how to do my shading a lot faster.
And then
There's the party.
Well, I haven't put Inu in yet.
Like I said, no.
Also big.
Wow! I can't believe it. Inu became the universe.
A lot more on the sketchier side with this group.
There they are.
There they are.
There they are.
And with all of that in mind, it's honestly a very interesting character combo, but that's always how a D&D party works.
Yeah.
Perhaps next time we'll have, I don't know. I know one of the characters and they're very strange. I don't know the other two. Well, I might know one of them, but that entirely depends on certain circumstances that I don't think are going to happen. But either way, is there anything else anyone would like to speak of on the stream?
You cut out,
Fantastic.
but I heard you.
That's the one teaser you get for Lost in the Unknown, folks. Nothing else. No trailers, just that.
No trailers, no actual words, just a cutout noise that no one except us will know.
Q U
God
space
says.
space K. That's all you get.
Oh damn! It didn't get. Oh, is my voice even gonna be picked up if I do the voice?
Nah, you'd
Oh,
have to be
God.
careful.
Oh god, I hope it gets picked up.
You can't go as loud as you sometimes do.
You
Because
could tone
you
it
do
down
get
a little
caught
bit,
when we do it
perhaps.
when you do it sometimes. It just depends.
Okay.
Just don't scream at the top
Perhaps.
of your lungs, I guess.
I wasn't trying to. I wasn't trying to be that loud.
Well, it's not about loudness, it's about pitch
Oh,
Yes.
we'll see what happens.
and volume.
Buddy, what? I believe with this and these strange weirdos and this strange weirdo right here, DMing, this is where Crumbling Legacy wraps up. Chapter 2 is ended. On to chapter 3.